In a working landscape, economic development can mean anything that generates money, development, or jobs. It can mean creating a new business, building a new home, farming new land, using natural resources, or tourism. Economic development helps us sustain our way of life, whether we live in a landscape or merely benefit from it.
We all want a better standard of living, let's face it. We want a better standard of living for our kids. So we want there to be economic development. We want there to be better jobs. We want there to be more choices in jobs. But at the same time, we all want to live in an area that has clean water, has open spaces, and has places to go where we can see wildlife and just be by ourselves. So how do we incorporate economic development with those environmental issues? I think the key is in a working landscape, and that's sustainable development.
Sustainable development within a working landscape needs to support the social, ecological, and economic needs of the community. But how do you decide if an economic activity is supportive of sustainable development? A family farm is a traditional economic component within many working landscapes. Farmers use the natural resources of the land to create a product to sell. But as economic pressures increase, it can become more difficult to balance the productivity of the land with proper conservation practices. Depending on how a farmer manages this balance, a farm could or could not be considered sustainable development. Although farming has been an old standby in working landscapes for centuries, there are many new ways people are finding to generate income from a landscape. This bed and breakfast business in the Loess Hills could be an example of economic development that can sustain all three elements of a working landscape. In this ideal situation, the owner meets social needs through the interaction between visitors and community members. Ecological needs are met by maintaining the natural surroundings and educating visitors on the unique ecosystems of the Loess Hills. And economic needs are met by making money on the business. This business owner has a clear understanding of the unique surrounding landscape. Sometimes understanding is the first step in planning economic development.
It's a matter of understanding, once again, what you have in your landscape area and what's important and how do you want to preserve and protect that area. And once you have an understanding how it functions, you'll understand what's critical for its support and sustainability, much like our human body. We have a very clear understanding of how our heart functions, and we know that eating a diet low in fat, exercising, will keep that heart strong.
In the Loess Hills, most residents believe that the heart of the region is on the front face, or west side, of the hills. It's the most visible and the most fragile. The soil here is most vulnerable to erosion, and the rare prairie plants struggle to keep their footing. Understanding the fragile aspects of the front face can help sustain this landscape. But regardless of understanding, some sensitive areas of the Loess Hills are still disturbed. Mining, for fill dirt and gravel, is an economic development activity that takes place in these hills, and it's a controversial topic.
I wish the county would do something, put an overlay on the hills, in which they said that some of this mining is restricted. As the way it is right now, it's a person's right to do it. I strongly disagree with it. I think it's a mistake to do it, but you know, a person has the right to do it.
It's not only in the Loess Hills, it's with virtually every natural community across the United States. You see marshes drained for housing developments, golf courses, things like that, you know, and we're slowly picking apart our resources. At some point in time, you know, there's not going to be anything left. It has to stop sometime. There has to be a compromise between what's too much and what's not enough.
Sometimes that compromise simply means choosing more appropriate methods and locations. After all, mining does provide jobs, money, and natural resources that society uses for development.
Just speaking in terms of the Loess Hills here, we have a need for rock, for limestone gravel, for roads, and for all of the things that we utilize that resource for in terms of development. And it's necessary that we have those things, so it's going to be necessary that we have mining. But I think that we can be strategic about the way that we position those mines and the way that we go about doing that, and always try to keep in mind that what makes this region unique is the Loess Hills, and there are ways that we can We can extract the resource that we need, but we can make concessions to the land so that it can still operate as a functioning system.